In Star Wars, there's a common insider's joke revolving around the poor aim of Stormtroopers. This video hopefully will put the shame to the Empire's elite infantry units to rest and shed some light on just why they have such a bad rep.
A little short for a Stormtrooper? Huh?
We're going to first start with the prequel trilogy, forgetting Episode 1 and focusing mostly on the end of Episode 2, the Clone Wars TV show, and into Revenge of the Sith. These clones were growth-accelerated humanoids taken from the DNA of the most gifted and lethal bounty hunter in the galaxy. A man who specialized in killing Jedi and the galaxy's most feared and wanted criminals. Jango was cloned into the hundreds of thousands, all being raised with his special customized tactical training routine, strict physical regime, and inhibitor chips implanted into their brains for total control when activated. These were the clones who took down the most dangerous droids in Episode 2, and the same ones who killed almost all the Jedi in Episode 3, not to mention the many missions and adventures they attended with their Jedi leaders in the Clone Wars. We can all agree that they were extremely tactful, lethal, and militarized, so what exactly happened? Well, in the almost 20-year gap between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, Palpatine discontinued the cloning process and began recruiting soldiers to the Empire. Essentially humans and some aliens who would enlist in the Academy. Over time, the clones who had double the aging speed as normal either died, were killed by Jedi or in battle, or continued to serve in the Empire, only now just limited. In Revenge of the Sith, we see Vader storming the Jedi Temple with a clan of Stormtroopers, all with a blue stripe down their armor. This was Vader's 501st Legion, the most skilled, deadly, and savage of the clones, specially picked out for Vader's missions. They remained with him in the Empire for as long as they could, and they were then called Vader's Fist. As for the rest of the army, Palpatine didn't care much for them in terms of their quality, more so their quantity. He wanted to strike fear into the galaxy, and he knew he could only do this with numbers. Less were likely to fight the Empire if more people in the galaxy were working for the Empire. An additional note before we move on. In A New Hope, Vader ordered them not to kill the rebels on board the Death Star, making sure they escaped, allowing the Empire to follow them back to their base. Now, obviously I don't have to address the fact that if they had realistic aim, then all of the heroes would be dead, and there would be no Star Wars. The answer around this, even, is that the Force protects all living things, and those strong in the Force are even more protected.
Surrounds us and binds us.
So when a blaster is fired at Luke or the others, there's a much higher chance of the bolt being misguided and hitting the wall just a hair off target. Hopefully these answers can put to rest the shame we throw towards the troopers. If we focus on their abilities in the prequels and the new trilogy, including Rogue One, we can see just how much of a force they are. I would attest this to better visibility, better armor, and a little more thought to the Stormtroopers' screenwriting. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as always, and enter in the lightsaber contest from the last two videos. Thanks everyone, have a great day or night wherever you are watching this in the galaxy, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you.